Okay, so Shelton Wilder in Los Angeles, California. Thank you so much for being on this show with Sotheby's. By the way, she is with Sotheby's International Realty. We've already missed, you guys have missed the good stuff because we just got done, but we thought we'd share it now.
We thought we'd turn it on.
Right. And in case y'all don't know, this is the Jerry Metcalf podcast where top real estate agents tell how they do it. But more importantly, Shelton, I always like to start with how and why. We didn't talk about that yet. How
Oh,
and why did you get into real estate?
how and why? Okay, so thank you for having me on, first of all. And I've loved chatting with you. And so I live in LA, lived here 16 and a half years, but I am from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Gastonia. It's where I was from, Sheltonia from Gastonia. And I
Whoa.
know, but then I lived in Charlotte, and then I went to University of Georgia, go Dogs. And I
Yes,
ended,
both of
yep,
us. I even wore my red for you today.
yep. I mean, go Dogs here. And so I was back in Charlotte, I was in fashion, and I decided to move to LA. Like I said, 16 and a half years ago, and I became a serial entrepreneur. I had a luxury lifestyle management company. Then I started a clothing line, then ended up getting on Shark Tank later with that clothing line. A lot of big changes happened in my life. And I basically decided, no, I don't want to sell slips anymore. So my clothing line was called Shimmy, and it's basically Skims, if you've heard of that, Kim Kardashian's line. Same. And but I just decided, like, I had my one son, I was pregnant, I was like, okay, I had the click, and I was like, I'm gonna do real estate. And because I was a fashion stylist, and basically I figured out it's almost a very similar thing. When you're in someone's closet, seeing them naked, it's so intimate, changing them, helping them to feel good about themselves. And it's like real estate, it's so similar. It's like selling something a little bit bigger than that, but it's like their home, and it's so intimate, and you're seeing their finances. And I was like, yeah, I just want to, sell homes. So I told my husband, and he was like, oh gosh. He always tells a story that he feels like my husband Clark was like, basically she came to me, I was like, I'm going to be an actor. There's so many realtors in LA and the competition. And then he thought it through, and he was like, no, actually, she's going to do great. So that's what I did. And I got my license in my second trimester with my second son. And then I closed my first transaction when I was in the hospital with birthing my son Lane. And so, the rest is history. But then I took my 8-day-old baby and my 2-year-old and my nanny and my husband all to the final walkthrough. Like, I was making sure that I was showing up for my clients no matter what was going on. And that's kind of how I've always been throughout. So that was 7 years ago. He just turned 7.
Wow, that's so awesome. And you're doing like 150 million a year now, I think.
Yeah, that was last year,
Amazing.
2022. We did a little over 150 million, and I have a big team now. And yeah, things are going great. So I've definitely found my calling. Everyone says it. I say it. It's my favorite thing. I'm going to do this till I'm 102. No one can stop me. Like, I love it. It's my
That's
passion.
so awesome. And so you
Yeah.
think about like so for everybody watching us, if you can see and like hear, you don't need to see, just hear. Like it's actually hearing. But anyway, we don't. I don't. But I was an agent in Atlanta, and that's how I sound. You don't sound like an agent in LA.
No.
Right? Like clearly Southern. Grew up,
Yes.
right? So it was North Carolina, right?
Yeah. North Carolina.
Right. And so in LA, you decide to become an agent. How did you get it going? Did it just go? I mean, you had a
Oh, no, it did not just go. It did not just go. It was hard. It was hard. It was really hard. It was a struggle. And okay, I'll tell you some things that I had under my belt that I've really felt like helped me.
yeah.
So, being a serial entrepreneur, this was my fourth business. Okay. And I love business. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to put my CEO hat on. Like, I am not just an agent. Like, I knew I wanted a team. I knew I wanted a big business, and I would studied all the agents. I looked them up. I looked up to them. I stalked them all on Instagram, like not in real life, of course, but I would go to open houses. I would meet them. I would be respectful. I show up. I mean, I was a fashion stylist, so I dress to the nines every day. People are like, what are you wearing? I'm like, I'm wearing a prom dress every day. Like, that's what they make fun of me. Because I'm Southern, like we dress up, you wear your Chanel, you wear your stuff, you just get it going. And I just would go to their opens, meet them, be respectful. Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you. What a beautiful listing. Congratulations, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I just got to know people. But yes, I cried almost every day for the first 2 years. I mean, it was hard, but I knew I had to treat it like a business, because before I had a clothing line. I mean, that is really hard. That's aggressive. You have to like have the clothes made. You have to do all the things, and I was like, oh my God, at least I'm just selling myself, at least that's all I have. So I knew I had to do professional photo shoots. I had to come up with a brand. I had to come up with the logo. I had to come up with, how am I going to present myself? What is my swag going to be? Like really think 5 years ahead, So that's what I did. And I've been at 6 brokerages in the 7 years that I've had my license. I've like hopped around, and I'm at Sotheby's now. I love it. It's going great. I've been here. It'll be 2 years in September. But yeah, I mean, I was at a small one in the beginning, and they were great, but it was all the way in Malibu. And then I went to Berkshire Hathaway. Then I went to Telus. Telus became Douglas Elliman, so that wasn't my fault. So, and then I was recruited to, that wasn't my fault. And then to Compass, and then recruited to Sotheby's. So, and I knew also I have 5 siblings, so I like a lot of people around. So I knew I wanted a team. I think it can be a really lonely business. I think that's why you are amazing. You have clients, because it's a lonely business, and people need a coach and need help. I had an amazing coach for a long time. We're not working together at the moment, but she was so great and helped me so much. And it's just like, I wanted to have like a crew around me. So my second year, I started a team. I mean, like my husband said, you couldn't even afford to pay attention. I was like, thanks, buddy. But
Where's your husband from?
Oh God, he's just so funny. He's from Colorado.
You couldn't even pay attention. That's something somebody from the South would say.
Oh yeah, it sounds like such a Southern thing. It's like, oh God, Shelton, you couldn't even afford to pay attention. I'm like, let's start a team. And so I did, and it was just the 2 of us, and we're like, we have a team. And but yeah, and then it just kind of grew from there. Now there's like 12 of us on the team. I have 6 agents. Yeah, 6 agents, and a lot of, I call it the core, that work with me, a few assistants and full-time social media. I really believe in that. I feel like that's what's really built my brand. And my video guy, that's amazing, and my transaction coordinator. So I like a lot of help. A lot of people are like, they're fine. They want to power through. I don't want to do this alone. I don't like it. I'm a collaborator. I have a networking group with like agents that I love, because I just think that we can do it better together, and that we should be friends. And the way that I am, I brought a lot of my Southernness to Southern California. So I just think that that's been very helpful and refreshing and really unique. Like when I open a transaction, I'll send the other agent just a Starbucks gift card, and I'll say, coffees for closers, and they're like, what? Like, I've done this for like 30 years. No one's ever sent me like
that's awesome. So did you know from the beginning, for example, a lot of agents who are seasoned, been doing it forever, and the higher price points, they always are big on relationships with other agents. That's just how it is in this business.
Yeah.
Did you know that from the go, or did you figure that out along the way?
I knew that. I knew that because of business. I just knew that in my soul. I knew that that's how I am. I knew that that's just how things get done. Like I don't have to be competing. It doesn't have to be this big competitive thing, because my big thing too, what I would see and hear about and be like, oh, this agent's this. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna like form my own opinions about them. And, I generally love everyone. I'm just kind of I call it positron. I'm like a happy, really easy to get along with type of person. And I just believe the best in people. And I
Yeah.
also believe that everything's always happening for me, not to me, So I just kind of was like, wow, I'm just going to get to know each person. And I never wanted to be a reason that my clients didn't get a house or,
Yeah.
didn't get their offer accepted. I never wanted to be a problem for somebody who's working with. I wanted to be an asset for that person. So it's like I've been really careful about trying to not step on toes and like always believing in abundance, that there's enough for everyone. And, I'm not really an aggressive agent either. I will call and text and check in and, try to get my offer accepted, but like letting people know that, we stay in the deal and we're easy to get along with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to hear a little bit about, well, first of all, let's talk about right now. 6 agents. This is why Andy said, well, by the way, everybody, we met through Andy Taylor, who's also been on the show, Toronto,
Yay.
shout out to Andy Taylor, Sotheby's, Canada. But this is because I'm like you. I like having my people around me. I like my support.
Yes.
6 agents, and you had 6 people supporting you from social media, transactions, listings, or what does that look like?
Okay. So I have Katie and Morgan, and they are my assistants. So Katie started as the gift assistant. Like, so that's kind of her role. Like I have an entire
That's
assistant
awesome.
just for helping me with gifts because it's such a big part of my business. For the other agents, for our clients, like epic client gifts, we also give home anniversary gifts. So anytime you've ever bought or sold a home with me, you will get a present on that in that month or within the week that
Yeah.
you bought or sold your home with me, even if it was 5 years ago. Like I'm still staying in touch. Like I want you to know, like, thank you so much. There are so many agents out there. I want you to know that I appreciate you, and buying a home or selling a home is a huge deal. You picked me. I love you. Like, here you go. Like this year we're doing these. I just posted my Wilder Wednesday video about it. What is these like Grandma Ruth's pies, these homemade pies that this lady makes that are just from scratch. They're divine. And so Katie gets the pies and delivers them to each of the client. Like, and just like very like, it's very Southern also. And like
Yeah.
apple pie makes you think of home. It's just something to like, just let people know that they're so valuable and special, and
You've
that
got like a whole person. You've got like the gift division.
yes,
That's
Katie is the gift division. Also, she's the one. She has her license. She helps me with showing. She got it within the 2 years she's been with me, so I'm so proud of her. Like I really want to build women up and build my team up, and like it matters
Yeah.
a lot to me. And so yeah, and now she like does the show, and she's like an angel, and she like gets all the coffees, and oh my god, we have like an epic spread every time we do inspections. So all my inspectors want to come. They're like, oh, we'll come to her inspections because like we have like a full like air one, like food, drinks, coffees, like sandwiches, for our buyers, but also for the
Oh my
inspectors.
God, that's awesome.
These are really good tips, guys. If you take anything from this podcast, these are very good tips.
Well, you make everything's an experience. That's what people
Yeah.
remember. Gifts aren't about, it's not so much the gift as the experience. But keep going.
Yeah, so that's really fun. And anyway, Katie's just been amazing in helping with that. And Morgan is kind of behind the scenes. We call her like the ninja warrior, like computer. She's just fast and back end and making sure all the things are just in
Yeah.
order and filed and just checked in on and everything. And then we have Lily, our transaction coordinator, and she is so helpful. She's also just brilliant and so great. And and we do everything really, we try to do everything ahead of time. We make sure our clients do the disclosures ahead of time, pre-escrow, pre-title. So like, let's just say we opened escrow and had a listing and someone just flew in and wanted to close in 4 days. We were like, okay, we can do it. I never want to be the reason someone's held up. I want to
Yeah.
be like, it's like, come on. And then we have like full process, full systems, just like, and then we have
Awesome.
like a whole real estate handbook that we call it. That's like step by step of exactly what to do. That then we hand over to our agents that join the team. We have videos, like the whole thing. You get like the whole package when you join. And then we have Natalie, my social media gal, who people have tried to steal her so many times. I'm like, no. I love that. Natalie's with me. And she does the Instagram and TikTok, and she's just amazing. And she's young, and she's a laugh factory, and she's just
Oh, that's
incredible.
the best.
Yeah. I was like, I just want to hang out with Natalie. And we come up with funny ideas. She's just so helpful. And I think that really that has been what set me apart, because I couldn't afford to pay attention, had no sales. I was posting about real estate. I was getting my professional photos. I was getting out there. I was letting people know. This was really huge. So I had been in different careers, and you'll understand this when you're probably coaching with your people too. It's like, I needed people to know that I'm in real estate. I'm not going to sell slips anymore. I'm not going to style you. I'm not doing anything like that. So I didn't really talk about fashion, anything. I was like, and I'm a mom. I have my 2 sons, the 7 and 9-year-old, who love of my lives, Bo and Lainey, who they appear in videos too. I mean, they're part of the brand. They know.
Which
They're
is
so
huge. Yeah.
so funny. And Clark's involved. I mean, this is a whole family affair. But anyway, I was just like, I just wanted them to know I was not too busy, like as a mom for them.
Yeah.
And that I was talking about real estate, talking about market updates, doing the Wilder Wednesdays, these weekly videos I started 6.5 years ago. It was like, I am doing this, and I'm going to be consistent every day. I post every day. So I used to do it myself. Then I would get other helpers along the way. And now Natalie's been with me for 2 years. And so we have such a great thing, because people get so stuck on social media. And so just hire somebody. Like, I don't like it either. I'm Southern. Like, I feel so cringe, like, ugh, braggy, like, ugh, gross. Like, look at me. I sold this, I did this. Like, do you think I like that? Like, no, I'm not like an ego over here. Like, oh, I'm so great. But people need to know you can't be a secret agent.
How are
right?
they going to know? Yeah.
How are they going to know? How are they going to know?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why doing the videos. I was doing videos before people were doing videos. Not like, oh, I'm so great, I'm a trendsetter. No, I just put myself out there. I mean, my first video was with a ring light, and like, it was like, hi, welcome to Wilder Wednesday. Oh my God, you should have heard the harassment from my 5 siblings. They were like, oh my God, who do you think you are? You're like an idiot. What are these videos?
And then you kept doing it. I love it.
I don't care.
Tell us a little bit. So you've got, well, first of all, your team, you've got 6 agents, and then you've got social media, gift department, admin support, transaction person,
video guy.
Yeah. And who's the 6th one?
So it's transaction, 2 assistants, Natalie, Grant. I guess it's 5. And then, I think must be 5 then. And then, so that's 12, 5. And then the 6, and then I'm 6, and then this.
So you're 6. You're the 6th one. You forgot.
Yeah, I'm the 6th one. I'm the one. Yeah.
Right. So that's the team setup. And then the Wilder Wednesday obviously was something that was consistent to send a message to people. How did you decide to do it? What's it about? Where did it start? What's it like now? What's it done for your business?
Oh yeah. I think the video has been everybody, hi, oh, Wilder Wednesday, like, it's like my name now, people. And then some people, I'm always like, God, people are watching this, and they do. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. I can't wait. And it's just something that I decided to do. There are so many times I wanted to quit. I was like, I do not want to do this, especially like year 3 or something. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? I just kept doing it, and it just keeps changing. And now it's like,
so you talk about the market. You talk about like what? You talk about your.
I talk about vendors. I talk about favorite restaurants. I talk about places I'm going. I talk about market. I talk about just all sorts of different things. whatever is coming up, whatever we decide. We talk about all the charity work that I do, all the different events that we do. Yeah, it's just
And is it
it's
just you? It's just because I saw the one you posted today. It's just you. It's always just you talking.
oh
Like,
no, it's either it's me with someone and
okay,
pretty much, yeah. Or we're
okay,
talking about my team bonding, just showcasing kind of what we're doing at the
that's
moment.
awesome. And you just
Yeah.
do whatever. That it keeps you on it. It keeps you communicating to your clients, and it keeps people. And also, like the consistency. When people see you doing something consistently, it's like, oh, she's accountable. It's amazing the message that sends. Like the
Yes.
little,
And
like this podcast. When I was an agent, every week, it never missed unless it was Christmas. And the message that sent to my clients about consistency. Now, everybody, since the coaching business, it hasn't been so consistent, so we'll get back on it. But
oh yeah.
anyway, but the every week, it was huge what it did for my business and the message it sent to people.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what it is. And it's just like,
Yeah,
well, there she goes. And she's going to follow through. She's going to do what
yeah,
she says. And
yeah.
I do what I say, you know, I got to do what I say, you
Now
know?
let's talk about because we've got everybody from multi-hundred-million-dollar annual producers to I think I might try this out, people. I love talking about like challenges in this business and an easy one to hit on first. Or no, do you have one you want to talk about?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean,
Well, I'd love to hit on the challenge. The one that's obvious is just like, remember you said I cried every day for 2 years and then it happened? Like, what were your big lessons there? And then bring them forward to some of the challenges you've had since.
yeah, crying every day. I mean, because I mean, I really did. I was like, oh my, and a lot of it too. So I told you, you know, I'm sober here and like 13 and a half years. And so I had like sponsor, mentor, lots of different, you know, people. And it was 2017 and I had a new sponsor and she just I just thought everything was my husband's fault. I just thought it was Clark's fault and everything. And I'd like say like, okay, Clark. And then I'd be like, hello. She would just hang up on me.
Oh,
Literally, she would just hang up. And she was like, no, no, no. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, us Southern, like, oh my God.
we
Anyway,
don't do that,
and it was like,
right?
oh yeah. Oh, but it's the best thing that ever, like, she just was like, no, all of this is you. What can you do each day? You know what I mean? It's just like, stop
Wow.
putting the things out there. Everything's about like, what can I do today? It's like, she's really big into, and her name's Amanda, and I still work with her. She's like, I mean, I cannot say enough. I love her so much, and she's so hard on me, and it matters so much. And we do these Byron Katie worksheets where it's like removing resentment. Every time you have a resentment, it blocks
Oh,
you from earning. It blocks you from earning any sort of resentment in your body, anything. It's like you have to do the Byron Katie worksheet. You got to get it out. You got to release it. And it's just like I can't walk around with that stuff. I can't drink over it. I can't take pills. Like I had natural childbirth. Like I literally like no medicine, nothing. It's like I am like
wow.
all in. And so I can't have any, it's just distractions. It's just distractions. So it was like, you know, I have to focus. This is my business. It's up to me. And I couldn't be like, oh, well, Clark's not sending me referral. That's what I thought. I was like, his job is supposed to give. No, I had to figure this out on my own. You know what I mean? I had to keep going and showing up and, you know,
Yeah.
own clients. It's not his business. He's fine. You know, so it's like it really did. It helped. And I had to like make my way. I had to keep failing forward. You know, it's like I was on Shark Tank, like I told you. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
I would like put these, you know, people would ask me, would do podcasts where it was like Shark Tank failure turns real estate success. You know, it's like you just fail up, like you just keep learning new lessons and like what
Yeah.
works, what doesn't work. So I just kind of had to keep and not quitting. And I think that the consistency with the Instagram, as much as like that seems maybe small, or you with your podcast, or me with my Wilder Wednesday, or posting each time, it's like showing people that like, no, I'm not just going to quit. I'm not going to go back to styling. No, I'm a realtor. This is it.
Yeah.
I'm here. This is the only thing I want to do. And I'm not like being ADD and like I'm gonna try this job and do this job. It's like, no, I'm gonna like blinders on, like the horse blinders on, just like sticking to it. Same thing over and over,
Well, it's like people when they hire somebody, they hire them for results, and the only people that are going to get them the results are the best.
Yeah.
Not the people trying to do 5 other things,
Nope.
but the best. Now, when you became an agent, you had done business, you're meeting people, you're shaking hands, you're dressing beautifully, you're already distinct and unique in your market. At what point did you really get traction? And there's always time, but what really got that traction for you in your business?
Well, the numbers went from like basically nothing, then like 8 to 15 to 42 to 52 to 100 to 150. So that was a thing. Yeah, and it was just it would just kind of jump up.
It was there anything? Yeah, go ahead.
It's just it's basically just really been referrals, and some
You did a
people
good job
giving me a chance. Yeah, doing my job, referrals, doing a good job, staying in touch, doing, we do the holiday gifts. Oh, you'll love this. You'll love this. So this will be my 3rd year doing it coming up. But we started a Wilder Winter Wonderland. So I rented out an entire camp. It's called Tumbleweed Camp. It's absolutely beautiful. My kids go there, and it's like up the street from me. And it's like a Shelton Palooza. Like we have real snow in LA, and like the kids come and get the sledding.
Oh, that's
like,
so awesome.
Oh yeah, like last year, over 400 people came, and over 900 pieces of pizza were consumed. The best pizza on the planet. People come to the party for the pizza and the sledding, and it's like and it's no cost, no nothing, just a client appreciation. Just
awesome
thank you so much. Yeah, just come. Like even the kids are like, do I need money for the ice cream? No, there's no money. Come, have fun, client appreciation. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, I just want to do things I just want to be of service. That's ingrained in me, and be in integrity. And what can I do to like create some fun? And like real estate can be really challenging, and it's stressful.
Challenging,
stressful.
Right.
So it's like, what can we do to bring some fun? Like we want to show up with coffees. We want to show up, we want to like be positive.
Great
like
experiences.
Yes. And like, get along with the other agents. Let's just try to make
the other agents are not the enemy, right?
No.
So as your business has grown, new challenges always present themselves. Do you have any like of the most challenging things in this business and stories you could share?
I have one happening right now. It's just there, we'll just say this. They say that when you get a hater, then that means you've made it. So it's I really made it. I have really made it.
When you're worth caring about that much, like that's kind of awesome.
It's wild. Right? I don't understand it, but we'll just
it goes back to like just remember who you are and
I mean, and everybody just like are like, oh gosh, don't worry. I'm like, I know, I just, because I am like, I really do care about the rules, and I am a rule follower, and I always want to do the right thing. It's just in my blood and who I am. I'm like the oldest daughter, like the first, it's like want to do the right thing. And so, it's just, it can be challenging because I just think the best of everyone. So, but we'll just leave it at that. But I am just always going to take the high road. I always will take it every time. And no gossip. No gossip. That's not allowed. My sponsor. Not allowed. No gossip.
Well, think about, you said something earlier, like the toxicity of resentment, but you said when you're in a state of resentment, you can't be in a state of receipt or receiving, or you said earning.
Earning.
Yeah.
Can't. It blocks it off.
Puts you out.
It blocks your channel to your source, higher power, God, whatever you call it. It really does. So it's like you got to
Yeah.
just stay in the zone, be of service, work with your clients. Don't don't discuss the others. You know what I mean? I could be petty and talk
Yeah.
about this. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to leave it here. I'm
Well,
just
it closes you off.
nope,
It closes the channel.
shuts it down. And so, I mean, maybe you guys think I've gone so LA here, but it's not.
No.
It's a fact. It's just
Yeah.
how it works. And, I'm so grateful that I found her. I mean, I owe so much to her. And, I had that other coach that I'd said that was really
Yeah.
helpful and got processes in place. It's good to have systems and do all these things, but it's like you have to have your great attitude on every day. And like, because the clients are like, they're what matter, my job is to support my clients and to create a great experience. I don't need to be anything
Think
to do
about
with,
how much resentment we hear in this business for our clients. And that's
yeah,
who you're supposed to be earning and working for and serving. And on the flip side of that, what if you just loved every client you had? What if you made the decision and the ones you can't, you can't. But the rest of them, what if you looked for what you loved and really loved them? Like,
yeah.
loved them so much that when you have an inspection, you bring them a buffet of coffee and
Yeah,
or
you get Air One, beautiful. Like you get all the healthiest.
I mean, why? Like, you're only here once. Why not embrace it and enjoy the hell out of it? Because that's what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I mean, we're
mean,
just trying to do that. And then I do believe this too. I do believe, just like how I met you and how Andy introduced us. He was like, oh my God, you guys are soulmates. You have to meet. I was like, I can't wait to meet her. But it's like attracts like. And if you're like Negatron and complaining and talking about issues all the time, that's going to follow you. If you are like
yeah.
light and bright, and that's the kind of clients you're going to attract
And
too.
people. So
Yeah.
you talked about systems and processes.
Yeah.
Um, like what is, everybody's always wanting their systems and processes and they talk about it, and it's not very common in our business because it is it's like you got to just be available. That's kind of like you got to be available, which is why systems and processes are important. So you
Yeah.
could be available. What would you, if you could like sum it all up, what
Yeah.
is the, not for the sake of keeping it short, but for the sake of keeping it simple, and then I want to discuss it more. But what is the key? If there's like a key or an essential element of that, of having true systems and processes for your business,
Mhm.
what is it?
Okay. So the checklists are really big. So we have our like little real estate guide. We do the checklist. So that's very important. So it's like dumbs it down for you.
Yeah.
But we did get Monday, that system called Monday.com,
Yes.
whatever. It's an app.
Yeah.
That's been really great. It's been really helpful. We have all of our transactions closed there. We have our home anniversary list there. We have our potential buyers, potential sellers.
Now, do you use that for a
The,
CRM, or because that's more of a operation? It's more like an Asana. Like, you know what
yeah,
Asana is? Yeah, it's more. I think it works more like
it's just,
Asana does. Yeah,
I don't know what Asana,
Asana's like project management tool.
yeah, it's kind of like project man. Yes, exactly. And then, but it's really good because it has all the people in there, and you
Yeah,
can sort them through, and you can like pull it up and put it in the different spots. Like, oh, look, we closed one today. Here, we'll put it down here. Now it's in the closed transaction. Just add your numbers.
yeah,
It's really, really helpful. So I love that. We have Close as our CRM, CLOZE. That's what we use.
yeah.
I we're not perfect on our CRM. And my other statement I always say is done is better than perfect. So that's my other statement. I always, because
Good reminder.
I suffer from perfectionism. I'm sure it's, you might have it too. It's like the Southern thing of like, it's like, nope, just get it out. Like it's been so helpful just to have that. And then, but it just, yeah, that's how we really stay organized. And then we have our team meetings every Monday morning. That's really helpful. We do the core first, and then we have our team all come,
Yeah.
like all the agents. And then, I mean, that's really the processes. And then we do the things, like I said, where Lily, our transaction coordinator, helps us. So ahead of time, once we get the listing signed, then we send disclosures out, like get them done, like everything's in hand.
You got to just get the listing signed, because if you send it with the disclosures, you bog them down,
Oh,
and
no,
it's
no,
not
listing
good.
time first, not with, and then disclosures after
That is
that.
like I don't care if you've been in this business for 30 years or 0 or 1, like, because a lot of people don't do that. But if you can just don't overload them, listing agreement,
Yep.
don't, that's it. This, then, because otherwise it can really, really
Yeah.
create unnecessary bumps in the process.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. So
what you
listing
just said.
agreement time. Then
Mhm. Just
do
saying.
the
Yeah.
disclosures, and make sure you get all the paperwork in. Make sure you introduce them to your title person and your escrow person. That's what we have here in California. So
Yeah.
it's all done. And it's just
Exactly.
makes the process easier, because then once the offers come in, then it's like crazy scrambling, and it's just get it done. And then they'll feel like, oh my God, they're so on my side. Like they were so organized.
Well, you know what's great is when I love systems and processes too.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you close a deal and the client calls, this is when I knew I could be a coach, right? Because I was like, I'm not going to be the coach that is the real estate agent. I'm going to be the coach that is the coach. That is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it until, and if you define coaching, for all of those, you know what a coach is. You don't have to do all that to be a coach. I realize that would be a consultant thing, but here's the point. The point is, like, I want to know I've been through it and done it. And when my clients would call me before I called them to tell me, and mind you, I attended closings, but after all of that, hey, Jere, your team, not you, you have the most amazing team.
Yeah.
That's what you want. And you
That's
don't get
what
that without systems and processes, because you got to set people up for success. One thing I always loved, and I just, because now I'm getting excited about, and then we'll talk about new things for those of you who aren't into it, but you should be. Systems and processes, and I'm going to steal this from Gary Vee, is, you know who he
Yeah.
is?
Love Gary Vee. Yeah.
He has this thing, he says, clouds and dirt. Clouds and dirt. He says, in any business, you've got to be able to operate. And he's talking about visionary, but it's also true in systems. I would always say you've got to be able to look at the systems of your business, and that get in any given day, you've got to be able to look at a picture. Like, this is what my business looks like overall. This is my pipeline. How many prospects, how many contracts, how many closings, what's coming next? What does it look like? You got to have a place to see that. The other thing you've got to do is, for every single deal, there's got to be that checklist. There's got to be that checklist and that organization behind the checklist. So when it's done, you know where to go to find it. So it's all, which I think Monday.com helps do a lot of that. I integrated a few tools to do it. I integrated a pipeline tool. But back to the point, just for everybody listening, like, a lot of us don't get that in this business. So it's so awesome to have you, especially coming from another business before.
Yeah. I mean, and listen, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it in the beginning. I was like resistant to it. I was like, oh, hell no. No, we're just flying by the seat of my pants. This is fine. I got
Let's
this.
just go answer the phone and get another listing.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
not
just
slow
like, oh
down.
no, it'll come. It'll be fine. But it's like, no. And then we got everything together, and then you have like a whole Dropbox just for that client, just for that. All the photos are in there. All the ones that you put in the MLS are in there. All the it's like,
Exactly.
yeah, it's like
Exactly.
all the, you got your listing brochure, you got your signs, you got your coffee cart, you got your people. I
And
mean,
they're
it just
all
is
right
like,
there.
it's just, it's just better. So that's why I'm like, do we follow the checklist? Do we follow the checklist? Do we follow,
Well, if you've heard of, so Horst Schultz, the Excellence Wins, he talks about that, understanding your operations to the detail, because you'll think one thing's the problem and it's not. And you can get to the root of it quickly and make your business better and grow it and scale it to whatever suits you when you do it that way. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What was it that was there something that happened that you're like, okay, fine, I'm doing this? Or how did you get to that place?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was, you know, I don't know what the exact timeline was of it, but I was just like, okay, fine. I'm fed up with it. Like Like I like, I was just sick of being sick and tired of being, of my shenanigans. Yeah, sick and tired of like, also like, I resisted having a calendar for years. Now it's like, we're all
Oh
on the
my God, now that I can't even.
like, what was I doing? I mean, so if you're hearing this, guys, like, I was still doing some business, but it was chaos.
It's
And you know,
nothing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of chaos. So it was like, okay, well, I'm comfortable with that, but it's not helpful. And then it like, I couldn't have all these people working. Now it's like, it's so great. My agents will check my calendar and be like, oh, she's in a listing appointment. I'm not gonna call her now. I'll call, and then
Yeah.
but like my phone will ring like, it says like 12:30 to 2, like 2:01. It's like, hello. She's like, I need you. Are you right up
Yeah.
here? I'm like, I'm here. So it's just, it's really helpful. And I want to be there for my clients, for my team, for my family, and like be able to like have all of that. It's a really big life. It's a really exciting life. And I want to schedule things in, like my self-care, my cranial sacral lady, my tennis coach, I got to join a tennis team this year. Like, I've never had a hobby in my life. And now I have a hobby, and it's so much fun, and I've made new friends. I mean, so it's great. It's like, oh my gosh. And like, I had worked with the coach, Laura. She would be like, why can't you just, it's like, you get it when you get it. It's like, I had to be yelled at over and over and over. And it's like, okay, fine, I got it. And then you have scheduled, my team meetings and your certain things, I go on caravan. That's also what I want to say here. Go on caravan, meet the agent. You know what I mean? It's
know the listings.
Yeah, know the inventory, but like, be nice. I also like, I love this gal. Like, when I first started, there was like 4 of us that would go, and before I had like my team, was like my very first year. And this one gal would be like, every time we go to a listing, I learned that she'd just be like, did you know that you don't have any toilet paper? Did you know that this thing's wrong? Did you know that this? I was like, no, I'm not associated. I'm like, your listing's gorgeous. Oh my God. Like, literally, no, just like, because they'll remember.
What a good lesson.
It's like, this is lesson. Okay, pro tip. Take some notes.
Right.
Don't say anything negative about people's listings. Another thing. I'll tell you one right now, my friend. Okay, I had this listing. It was stunning. It got in Mansion Global. It was last year. It's this Balinese house. It was 9.5 million. But people were like, oh, I don't know about location. I was like, fine, whatever. You don't understand. This house is epic. It was like to the night. It was perfection.
I can't wait for what's about to come.
Okay. So then,
it's gonna be a riot.
Okay. So then I have valet out front. I have cookies baked. I have sandwiches.
Valet and cookies.
Valet, cookies, fresh baked cookies. I have coffees and waters and spindrifts and whatever the hell else you want. Okay, so valet. So then these guys come in, and they're like, ooh, wow. Look at your listing. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. Oh my God, what do you think? He was like, the price seems a little rich. Doesn't it seem like a little rich, And I was like, actually, so funny you would say, it's actually already sold for $1 million over. Bitch, excuse me, I can't say that here, but I will just like, oh my God. I was like, literally, like, don't talk about price of someone's listing. Like, leave it alone. Be positive, be nice. People remember. I will never forget that guy saying that. Well, and I was so excited to tell him, oh, really? With the 3 offers we have that we're in escrow already, $1 million over. $1 million over. It sold for 10.5 in 20 days or whatever. It's like a short time period.
It wasn't very long. Right.
With backups, it's like, ooh, don't you think the price is a little rich? Like, no, don't ever say that. Shut up. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. It's not cool. It's not funny. It's not your business. Your business is to eat your cookie, say thank you for your valet and your spindrift and your coffee, and get out of there.
Now that's some lessons from the South, right? I mean,
it is, but like, stop.
Yeah.
Say, like, what? Who do you think you are to say anything? You know what I mean? So,
what I think is interesting is there have been some listings I've sold, and I remember there were a few that I actually had one listing. Somebody called me, I had a few people call me, and they were upset that I had listed it for so much money. This one was 2.5 million, and this was at a time when 2.5 million was a lot. This is in Atlanta, in Buckhead. It was actually Brookhaven, but North Buckhead. Same thing, expensive market in Atlanta. And I remember I thought, well, she's wrong, but I got to be nice. The thing had 3 offers and sold for full price in 2 days.
Exactly.
So the point, right? Like, what's the message? We need to know if our house is overpriced. Don't we need to be honest? Well, you're not. Here's the thing. Here's the market. Here's the stats. But they're different things. There's actually an article that just went out. Somebody wrote and they interviewed me on it, and I forgot where it went out, but it's somewhere. Should have told y'all. But it talks about that. We talk about how when a property goes on the market, like there's so many varying factors
Yes.
of what people, and when you're the agent, you know that this house I knew, walk out backyard, finished basement, pool, and in on a cul-de-sac street in that neighborhood was impossible to find, and everybody spending 2.5 million couldn't find it unless they spent 3 or more. This one was 2.5. I knew it would sell, and it did, but everybody else got offended because they were the parameters or the lens they were looking through wasn't the one that was the buyer for that particular property with those particular features.
Yeah. I mean,
Love it.
so that's why sometimes, and then the other thing is sometimes you have to know when like it's not the right person. So you guys maybe can't see me. I'm 44 years old. I had a client.
She looks
I-
28. Just
No, I did a video on it. And she told me I needed a facelift, and I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, oh, thank you so much.
Have you found one since? Because I don't think you need a facelift, but I mean,
No, I mean, guys, I don't need a facelift.
like what? I don't know. Anyway.
I was a bit crazy. So, but it's like, but sometimes you just have to know too, like it's so sad. She was just like unrealistic about, she was just mad. I was like, well, oh well. So it's like, I mean, for me, I'm at a place where I want to work with people that like, it's very mutual, that mutual respect,
Yeah.
because I work so hard. I go so crazy. I go so above and beyond with all the videos and the social media and the like all the relationships I have with the agents, and it matters, and it's so it's.
Well, I'm going to ask you one more question, and then we
Okay.
have the final 3. Throughout your time in real estate, you have been consistently, massively growing your business year over year for 7 years, up to over 150 million. What has been your biggest aha or surprise about how this business works?
Okay, I'll tell you. So I had this thing, I have my real follower thing. And the other thing too, is I had this thing where I put people on a pedestal. And so that's a big thing. Like, put people on pedestal, like, oh my gosh, like they were, they're a top agent, and it's like, I think my aha moment was last year. I sold the one for 10.5, and then my client got a house for 19.5, and 19.5 million. And so that's my biggest sale to date. And that was great and amazing. And it was just like all the transactions there, it's the same. It's a bigger number, but it's the same. Like it, and there's no one like more on a pedestal, that more believing in myself, like I can do it. That's been a big aha moment, for me. Is it like I can do it? Like I mean, I don't know anybody that is obsessed with their clients and fights for them like me. I mean, I am like, I live and breathe. I mean, I work, I call it 25/7. There's no days off. I always am answering my phone. I don't have like, I'm not very good with boundaries. It's like, I really care, like boundaries, like, okay, 10 p.m. Okay, great. Oh, do you need me there? And maybe some people are like, oh, well, she's going to change one day and she should do this and that. It's like, it makes me feel good. When I had the other aha moment is that I feel better when I'm working. Like, I have a very busy brain, mean, it's a danger zone up there if I'm like not busy, it's like, oh my God, please. Like, I hope, this hour that we're on, I'm like, I hope there'll be like 121 texts. Like, that's great. That will like, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's like another aha moment was that people were like, oh, you need days off. You need to do this. It's like, stop having people tell you what you need. Like, I know what I need. I feel better when I respond to clients. Like, if I see a thing come through and I'm like, I'm not going to respond to it. No, I'm going to like get right back and like check in. And, I just really care. I want people to feel supported and be there for them. So,
What I love is like there's two things. I'm like, you just pour love out to the world and people.
yeah, I mean, I do. I
And the
love it.
other thing is, it's that resentment thing. It's so easy. People get a resentment with the good intention of protecting themselves, and all they really do is cut themselves off for everything the world has to offer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and my thing is, and this is our thing. If somebody's upsetting, or for me, if somebody's upsetting me or whatever, like I have to do the worksheet, release it and pray for them every day. I know that sounds
Oh, I love
so
it.
fun.
What is
but
that?
it is.
But what is the worksheet now? What is this worksheet?
The Byron Katie worksheet.
Okay.
It's called Judge Your Neighbor.
Judge Your Neighbor, Byron Katie worksheet. We'll send that
And
to everybody.
and you write it out and you just get petty and you do all the things and just release it. And
Get it out. Ooh, I
is that true?
love
Is
that.
that true? Is that, and it's amazing. It's amazing. And I just, I'm so grateful that I have such supportive people around, and, self-care really is important, and like your mental health, because I want to be all there, I'm not a drunk agent, I'm there. You can call me at 10 p.m. I can write an offer late at night for you. Like, you don't have to worry, but I don't know.
Did you see the and then I'll ask the final three, but I think this will be fun for everybody listening too, is the obviously, but the Netflix documentary Stutz.
no.
Jonah, what's Jonah Pila? What is this? I'm embarrassed that I don't know his last name because he's a celebrity. Anyway, it's Stutz on Netflix. He did a documentary of his therapist.
Okay.
And the therapist is all about like, look, I'm not just going to let you talk to me and not give you some tips, even though that's what everybody says to do. You have tools. Here's what it reminds me of. One of the things, it's so good. Or I
Oh,
thought it was
Jonah
good.
Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was seeing some of it. Yes, he's amazing.
What's Jonah's last name? Like, I should know. Okay, good. But it's Jonah. Anyway, his therapist is Stutz. They call him Stutz.
Yeah.
But he said in life, there's he calls it the not being in your flow, but it has something to do with that. And the things that get you there is three things: your relationship with yourself, your relationship with other people, now your body, your relationship with your body, like your physical body in your world, your body is your temple, your relationship, the triangle, your relationship with other people, and your relationship with yourself. And then he said in the journey of life, like that's kind of what, could you remember what it is, like your play, or but he says on the journey of life, there's three things that you can't change. There's always going to be pain. Things are always going to change. Was it pain, change? And there's never any certainty. There's always pain, and there's entropy. Stuff's always falling apart. You got to just take care of shit. Like, and when you realize that you're not going to change them, you're not going to escape them. And then you realize those are actually the tools to give you the journey, to give you back to that I don't remember what he calls it, but it's like your happy place, or that flow, like that's what gives you joy.
Yeah.
And you're on your journey, it's your body, your people, and yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like you just sum that up in a whole nother context.
I mean, I'm trying. I mean, it's been my journey, and grateful for all of it, grateful for all of the lessons, and so all the aha moments, all of the failures, all, it's all just part of it. And
well, now we got the final three questions.
Oh, okay.
Question number 1. Is there a book, and if there's not, you just better make it up, but is there a book, like a really great book that we might not guess otherwise, about life or in work or anything that you're like, that's a game changer?
I mean, there's like Think, Grow Rich, but I mean, and I listed a lot of Abraham Hicks, and then this other one that's on, I listen to this a lot. I am going to tell it to you because I never know I never know the name, but I turn it on a
That's
lot.
awesome. You don't even know the name of the book,
I
but
don't even know the name. But I listen a lot to like meditations at night and things at night. So it
yeah.
is okay. Florence Scovel Shen.
Florence Scovel Shen. Is that a book or a
It's
meditation?
like it's like this thing that it's called The Power of the Spoken Word.
Oh, that's the
I
meditation.
listen to it.
Power of the spoken word.
I don't even know the name. It's what I
That's
just,
appropriate because a podcast is a lot of spoken words.
yeah. So turn it on, try it.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody
gonna
better. We'll put
I'm
it,
gonna I'm gonna text you this. So
please,
you
we'll
have,
put it in the show notes for this.
yeah,
Now,
exploring the
the
power of the spoken word. Yeah.
and what is it about that? What's your
It's kind of I mean, I turn it on and I fall asleep to it almost every
and this is
night.
a book, right?
I don't know. I
A
guess it's a book,
meditation.
but she's like reading it.
I love how
And
you're just like you don't even know what it is, but
I
it
don't
does.
even know. I don't even know.
So what does it give you? What does it
Some
give you?
like healer told me to do. I was like, great. I
What do
mean,
you get out of it?
it's just more about like what you say. That's why I believe in my positron. What you say and what you talk about
Mm,
is so important. And so it's like if I'm gonna say, like because I'm working on a show and I want a show and and then these things are happening. It's like, and then I'm gonna have and I'm gonna be one of the top agents. I'm top 100 agents in LA now out of 26,000 agents. I mean, like
amazing.
in 6 years, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do that. Like it's just it's almost like your manifest board. I have a manifest board that I have and I make my whole
Yeah,
team make them every year. But then it's just listening to it because it's just your words matter.
yeah.
So I listened to that.
Very
And I
cool.
didn't even know the name, but that's what it is.
I know. Question number two. Looking at your success, what would you say is your best resource for your success? What has it been? Or
My
what is
best,
it?
oh my God. My best resource for my success. I I think I think again it's about my attitude and just like never giving up. I mean, I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do. And it's like now I'm, my husband helps with the family, but I'm like one of the breadwinners of the family. It's like so great. I've like can support my family. And I wasn't gonna give up. I mean, I'll say this here and he knows too. It's like we got married and I wasn't working and I was doing my clothing line. And then,
Yeah.
I had like $1,000 a month. It was like my allowance.
Oh, that's
I was
awful.
like,
But that's
what?
the way that feels, right? That's just so
I was like, what? But then, I mean, how am I going to be mad at him?
no.
Like, no, I can live.
Yeah,
I can live. That's fine. It's like, that's not, that was so great. It's the best thing ever happened. I was like,
exactly.
no. I love clothes. I love doing things for others. I love buying designer fancy gifts for my team and my clients. Like, I am like top client of Hermes, like not even kidding. Like, I like had it on my website. It was like over $100,000 in blankets given or from Hermes. I was like, okay, I need to take that off my, off my website.
Right? But I mean, hey,
But
I
it's
love
like,
it.
like or Jenny can't wherever the gifts. Like I love
Yeah.
giving these gifts. I love going to nice restaurants. I love going on trip. Like I was like, what can I do? I gotta do something. I'm not gonna like wait around like please, like what like I'm
No.
capable. I'm capable.
That's
I
what I mean. It's like I don't want it like, yeah, I mean yeah, like it's nice to
no,
just
no.
here's the
And I feel
resource.
so
The
good.
the resource is persistence and perspective.
That's it. Good. That's my resource. It's
Persistence and
just
perspective.
and like the persistence of like just getting up, just like And oh my God, I can't believe we almost missed this on this podcast. We talked about it before we got on.
Oh my God. Yes.
Underestimated.
I can't believe.
That is literally.
Yes, I cannot believe. I was
that
sure
is
that
my-
would come up.
that
I was
is
like,
my-
that's going to come up. I'm not even. Let's talk about that for a minute.
My favorite
Because
thing.
you said this. You said, I always say this, and people are like, huh? And you said it before I did. You go, I just love being underestimated. I'm like, girl, you did not just say that. So give us that. Like, give us some more about being underestimated. Love
It's my favorite thing. It's just literally even my husband, like, not that he underestimated me, but like little, like, oh, really? You're gonna be an agent? There's 26,000. Oh, just tell me you're gonna be an actor or something. Like, hope nobody thinks he's something bad. He's literally everything. He's my favorite guy. He's the best dad on the planet, and he gets to live his best country club life because I work every day. So, and like the boys are like soccer and lacrosse stars now. It's like,
right, yeah,
it's amazing. But it's like I just get so much out of it because I show up in my nice outfit and my blonde hair and Southern, and they're just like, oh, okay, that one. And it's just like feels so good to prove people wrong. Just like bring it on. It's like,
well,
I don't know why.
And isn't there something about when they don't see you coming, they tend to not get in your way, and sometimes that's just nice.
Yeah, it's great. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And it's like, it's great. It's great. And it's just a good way to be. I don't know. We
It's a
bonded over
gift.
that.
Like
Yeah.
back to resentment. When they don't see you coming, don't resent it. Be
No,
grateful.
no,
there's-
love it. Oh,
Right.
I bring it on. I live for it. It's the best. It's such a drive. I don't know. I feel like you have it too.
Yeah.
It feeds my soul. I'm like, oh, good. They think I can't do
This
it.
is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun, right? All right, last but not least, if we forget everything, what do you hope that everybody listening gets away from the conversation today? If it's just gonna be one thing, what would you hope it is?
One thing, because mostly agents are on here, is I just want everybody to remember that agents are not your competition. I think I have gotten so far by being friends and collaborating with others. It's just I think that part is such a gift to me, and make them your friends. That's why I have that networking group, Agents Anonymous. I want all of us to get along. I mean, it's a hard enough business to do. I mean, we have like 700 jobs here. We're like, basically, it's like a marketing firm. It's the contracts, it's the getting the business, it's the staying in the business. It's like, we don't have to fight with each other. Just give the gift to the other agent when you close. Send the coffee card. Coffees are for a closer. Be nice to each other. It's like,
I love it.
that's really what I want to be heard is that like you'll get so much farther with that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Shelton, it has been, or Shelton Wilder Wednesday, Shelton Wilder.
Wilder Wednesday.
Shelton Wilder everything.
Wilder possibilities.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been so much fun, and I can't wait for the whole world of real estate agents to get to hear it.
Yes. And you're my new soulmate. I just love you. And we have big plans. You and me.
Yes, we do.
Thanks for listening to the Jere Metcalf podcast, where top real estate agents tell how they do it. Powered by Breakthrough Luxury Coaching, this podcast was created for real estate agents across the world, coming together, sharing ideas that take their businesses to the next level. Breakthrough Luxury Coaching and membership provide luxury real estate agents tools and resources that win more business, increase volume and sales prices, and create results. To learn more, go to getstarted.breakthroughluxury.com.